Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen. Yeah guys, update here on SMCI Super Microcomputer. The stock market is closed today, but I want to give you an update because we can expect here some price action to the upside. Of course, we have to talk about both scenarios. You can see that here in the chart that we have a lot of downside potential, but upside potential as well, based on the actual price, which we have at least 165% to the upside are possible for SMCI, but when we see the overall chart pattern, I expect even new all-time highs in the future. But of course, I will let you know here all the details based on the chart, and this is not financial advice. Yeah guys, maybe we had a sell-off day yesterday because of the bank holiday today. The stock market is closed in the US, and we can see that everything here was red, guys. Yeah, not only stocks, also crypto. Everything sold off yesterday, but not, in my opinion, this is not the beginning of a bear market yet, but we had some strong sell-off reactions here, and that could be because of the bank holiday which we have right now. What does that mean for SMCI, guys? Let's dive here into the chart and we talk about the price levels. So what does all these green and orange lines mean, guys? We have here a lot of gaps to the downside and a lot of gaps to the upside. Usually the market makers have to fill those open gaps. When we see, of course, the lowest open gap here for SMCI, then we talk here about the $1.50, $1.28 range. But when we zoom out a little bit, these gaps are here from 2020 and earlier. Technically, yes guys, technically it is possible that SMCI comes down like that and close all these gaps. We had many other stocks where that happened as well. You can also check fuel cell, plug power and stuff like that. I upload videos on those stocks as well. But in my opinion, we are still here in an uptrend, and that's why I don't expect these kind of price levels to happen right now. I think right now, after a small correction, maybe if the bottom is not in yet, then we will first close the open gaps to the downside before we can talk here about a gap close at $1.50 or lower. Also, that can take 10 years, guys. It can take 3 years, so don't be scared of that. But you have to understand that this is still open business in the chart, and there is a potential the potential that we close these gaps here is about 90%, but that doesn't mean that we close them right now. That can take many years. So what needs to happen, guys? So let's talk now about two scenarios here in the chart for SMCI. As you know, I always try to predict here short squeezes on my channel. We had a very nice squeeze here again yesterday, guys, a 159% squeeze. I release here also always my so-called hot stocks and swing trade alerts on Patreon. So if you don't know that yet, guys, I have here a lot of tickers on my channel with high squeeze potential, and these hot stocks and swing trade alerts are my personal finest selection. So I also defined here the liquidity zone where the buyers are waiting. This is the blue box, and I calculated the squeeze date range when I expect the squeeze to happen. This is the yellow box. That is what I usually do here for those hot stocks here. And you can see the first day when we came into here, or the first day when we hit this kind of yellow box, the squeeze already happened here, guys. If you want to see those hidden short squeeze stocks or my personal finest selection, then you can of course join in here our trading community, guys. We have here the full package membership on Patreon, which is the most popular membership which I have. Every day new members joining in here, you get a lot of benefits here when you join in, and of course we have a great community there. So if you also want to become a part of that, you can click the info icon here in the corner to get access to the Patreon member link. So guys, let's now talk about SMCI. Yeah, my chart, guys, I think is showing already the direction. Let's switch off just for a second the indicators and let's just focus on the drawings. Nothing changed here. I make here since many months videos on SMCI and said that I expect here a short squeeze to happen. For now, we have here a very simple trading setup. That's why I love stocks like that they are so easy to trade, because since we had here the peak in March 2024 for SMCI, we just trading now here in this kind of trend channel pattern, and that does mean that the bottom line of this trend channel pattern is more or less the technical bottom where the stock starts to react. And when we hit here the top line, then we see our sell-off reaction. And as you can see right now, and this is what I love, when companies or when the market makers start to gap down here, when we gap down lower than this trend line, we usually have here squeeze reactions. And when you see gap downs like that, when you have all these holes in the chart, I call them holes, but these are just open gaps. This is the moment where this asset can start to squeeze. So what we have, in my opinion, so before we talk here about very low price ranges in the chart, in my opinion, guys, so it is possible, it is really possible that SMCI comes down here below $10, guys, but in my opinion, the most significant price line which we have right now is $16. I personally, this is not financial advice, I personally would love that we hit here $16 before we see here a bigger squeeze. The problem is, I said that before, now we enable the indicators again, that we have here the potential to squeeze back to $86, but SMCI is still compressed in this trend channel pattern here, and that does mean as long as we don't leave this trend channel pattern here, so the white line marks the top line of this trend channel pattern, as long we don't leave this line here, guys, we will not squeeze back to $86 or even create new all-time highs. So this trend channel pattern brings a lot of opportunities, especially for swing traders, because we can see that we have here a 80 to 100% squeeze potential from the bottom to the top. But we also know that since this sell-off here got initiated, and then we had, of course, here also a 10 to 1 stock split, that we see that SMCI never could come back here to the top line of this trend channel. I think the opportunity that we do that is right now, because it was a quite violent move here. We had here a quite violent squeeze since we gapped down here below this trend channel. I hoped that we touch $16. Now we gapped up here a couple of times, but you can see that the squeeze reaction here was 183% over a couple of days. As I mentioned that just before here, my swing trade ticker had this kind of price action in almost just 1 day, guys. So there is a lot of potential in the market. And also we finished the year, by the way, here with a 640% squeeze. One of my hot stocks here squeezed also here in 2 days, 640%, guys. So the market is still bullish. I don't see a bear market right now. We don't have any signs for that. Even you have sell-off days like that, but it is the same for SMCI. You can see that the bottom, let's call it the bottom, which we had here in this squeeze, was here at $17.25, and even we have here a pullback in the market. You can see that we're still trading here far above $17.25 for this squeeze here, guys, which we all actually have. This is why, of course, I love also to trade SMCI, but we have much faster squeezing stocks. That's why I release here already my hot stocks and swing trade alerts on Patreon. If you cannot wait, guys, of course there is no guarantee, but we have stocks which are squeezing much faster than that. Even I love to trade also SMCI. So the make it or break it price level for this squeeze here, guys, is $28.23. I think, of course, we have here a strong liquidity zone, no doubt about that. And the purpose here which we had, so I know that's a lot of information, but I try to keep it simple now here, because we have the open gaps here in the chart, and one open gap was here at $35.35, and we closed now with this candle. This open gap here, guys, is closed by this candle, and now we have a sell-off reaction. But again, the market makers left us some hidden signal in the chart, because here at $34 we have the next open gap. So that does mean no matter how deep or how low SMCI will correct or will fall, guys, we have to come back sooner or later to these open gaps and close this. But this line here is closed. This is already done. That's why I moved this line now here to the next open gap at $34.06. Yeah, guys, in my opinion, what should happen or what could happen next? So in my opinion, we should see here a technical reaction at $28.23. I think as long as we retrace here, this is no problem for the actual squeeze. If we come lower than that, that means the next technical support is waiting here at $21.96 and lower. That means we start this open gap here at $23. I will switch off for a second the drawings again. And you can focus here just on the open gaps. And of course, if this is, if this here is an active squeeze, I think we will not come back here down to $18. We will just retrace here at 28, between $28 and $23, and then continue to squeeze higher. But as I said, if this is just here a hiccup, a technical hiccup, same like we had here, guys, then that could mean that we come lower to $16 and even lower for SMCI. As long as the market stays bullish, I have no doubt that we continue to squeeze here back to $44 and $51. And if we come back here to $51, I think here, I already know that when you see my previous videos, the landing zone is here between $57 and $52. So this is the maximum squeeze which I could imagine if we don't start a real short squeeze, which will us bring back here to this price levels. That's the problem here now with SMCI. We're trading here somewhere in the middle. I don't like that, guys. I'm very honest with you. That's why that video may be a little bit confusing for you, yeah, with all these price levels. But I love to trade shakeouts. I always try to think like a market maker, and market makers create drama, no drama, no squeeze, guys. And that's what we want. We want to dip. We want that this asset is dipping down, that people get shakeout here out of their positions, yeah, and then we can continue to squeeze. And we can also see, when I switch off for a second, one more, the indicator, the drawings here, that we can see that the purple EMA line, which we have here in the chart, acts like a natural resistance. Yes, we can squeeze over this purple line, but if we squeeze, we start to see huge rejections with gap downs here. And we also tried to have a squeeze attempt here before we got rejected again here on this price level, guys, yeah. But nevertheless, I want to give you this update here. I hope that was helpful, and I will of course update you for SMCI when we have here some interesting price action. For now, keep in mind, $28 is, in my opinion, let's call it the last point of support for this squeeze. If we don't hold $28.23, then I think we will come down here to $21 and lower before we see the next potential squeeze attempt for SMCI. Yeah, guys, that was the update. If you want to copy here the price levels from my chart, be aware here of the open gap. So we have a lot of upside potential. Everything what you see here is based on TradingView. You can also get TradingView for yourself if you want. I can offer you here a $15 discount link on the premium tier. This is what I recommend, and this is also what I use here for all my videos and all my own trades. If you click the info icon here in the corner, you get access to the TradingView discount link. So my friends, I wish you a nice day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, and see you in the next video. Arigato gozaimasu. Vielen Dank. Alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.